Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got this transfer foil nail art design that I'm going to share with you guys today and walk you step by step with how I've done it. I was just taking off some dog hair off the nails because I literally had it on the side for a couple of minutes and that's literally all it ever takes for your dog hair to get on it. Here we've got two gel polishes. We've got Pink Madness and Moonchild, both from Madam Glam. Moonchild is such a lovely staple to have in your collection. If I could recommend you anything, Moonchild from today is like the best. We do have a transfer foil gel. You can use one of your choice. I've actually never come across one that didn't work for me. I feel like with transfer foils, I mention it in every single video of mine on my channel, it's to do with your technique and not really with the product. So if you ever tried any before and you think, oh, it just doesn't work, it was a really horrible transfer foil gel, likely it wasn't the gel, it was just the technique you were using. I've tried some branded ones, I've tried some AliExpress ones, and they've always worked. So I'll walk you through it all once I get to that part of the video. And then of course you also have a matte top coat, and we will also be using a base coat, which I will show you guys later on in the video. So right now I am doing 3 nails of Moonchild, 1 nail of Pink Madness, and then the 5th nail is going to be an ombre between the two colours. I am going to place the dark pink at the top and then the Moonchild at the bottom, and then using a Madam Glam brush, their ombre brush, I'm going to blend the two colours together in the centre and create that ombre look. I find this to be just the quickest way to do ombres for me anyways. I know that I used to shy away from this method for the longest time when I first started nail art, but actually it isn't that bad in the end once you get kind of practicing it. And yeah, I just feel like it also kind of is depending on your patience as well with this technique, because sometimes you just have to do a lot of back and forth before you get the blend that you're looking for. So if you're sometimes busy like me, or I'm quite impatient anyways as a person, you might end up having a streak here or there, but I just accept it and move on. But you can just go as many times as you want to blend the colours together. Right, now I've applied 2 layers of everything, the rest of them are curing, and this one I left wet because we're going to sugar it. As you can see in my little container, this container was full once upon a time. I use a lot of this, and this basically container shows it and proves it. So I like to use this kind of glitter on top of coloured gel polishes that I don't have that colour. So often I have a lot of pink colours, but it won't matching up with the colours that I'm using today. So in order to make it all match, I will often use one of those like white glitter, fine glitters on top of the wet coloured glitter to create that kind of look, because it kind of sinks into the gel polish and then kind of tints the colour a little bit, and it just always works really well, and I'm always happy with the final result of it basically. And then once you're happy and you've got the glitter in there evenly, you can pop that into the lamp for a cure. Now I'm applying a base coat on the ombre nail here, and I'm going to place these Hex Mix glitter on top of it. So the base coat is going to work as our glue, and I'm trying to focus the larger chunks at the top and then the smaller ones about halfway down. So I'm going for this like faded look, as if it's kind of sprinkling down the nail. I have to admit, this might be my favourite nail out of the whole set. I just love how the matte top coat creates this nice little reflection to the glitter, and it's a really nice glitter. I believe this one's from Larissi. I usually have a link in the description. Haven't been on there forever, I have to admit, because I had a massive phase where I bought so much from them because they were so affordable that I've got literally glitter for days, for years, forever. Like, I should really never have to buy glitter ever again in my life. So likely I won't be buying any new ones anytime soon, so I will still be telling you guys where I got it, but whether or not they're still trading, who even knows. And then that nail will go into the lamp for a cure, and in the meantime we're going to apply some foil gel on top of the nude nails, so the Moonchild nails. Please make sure you remember to cover literally the whole nail. That also includes the edges, the corners, everything, because quite often you might by accident just miss those corners, and then when you do the transfer, especially when you're doing a full nail transfer, it will be so noticeable when you do miss that corner. So really focus on getting literally like the edge of the whole nail that you want to transfer onto. Pop that into lamp for a cure. Now this is where the trick comes in. Whilst I apply the foil, I'll tell you right now. So once you pop into lamp, I always pop it in for a 60-second LED cure. Once it's out, I leave it to sit. If you're a regular on my channel, you already know this, and hopefully it's all working for you. And if you're new, then just let it sit literally for like 3 to 5 minutes. Let that gel cool down, and you'll have the most seamless, easy peasy transfer ever. ever. You'll notice that when you take it instantly out of the lamp, it's really, really hot still, and it's almost like sticky, but in like a bad way. So when you go to transfer your foil, you can, as you're peeling it off, you can actually see like the strings of the like stickiness happening, if that even makes sense. I don't know if you recognize that or seen that before, but I just noticed by accident that this just works the best. I just cured some transfer foil once in the lamp and forgot about it, that it's even there, and when I took it out and did a transfer of the foil, it was literally the most easiest thing I've ever done. So ever since then, it's my method and only method I've been doing with transfer foil gels, and it's literally always worked with any brand that I tried and used. So one nail is fully covered with the flowery, I guess not really rose. I'm not really good with my flower names, so I'm just gonna call it some big flowers. But one nail is fully covered. One's only got the flowers on the top right hand side, and then the last nail is going to have the flowers focus on the bottom left hand side going upwards. So we're kind of doing that strategically because later on we're going to do some caviar beads with some opal crystals, and we're going to do it at the same angle as well, but that'll be later on in the video. Once you get that transferred, you'll notice that I barely even touch the nail and it transfers over. If there's any areas that you didn't want to transfer over, you can either cut it out of the transfer foil and then apply it onto the nail, just the bits that you wanted, or you can press it down and just use some acetone and wipe away any bits that transferred that you just don't want them. And then once we are happy here, we are going to apply a matte top coat at this stage and then pop all of these nails into the lamp for a cure. Last but not least, we're going to have a couple of crystal placements. We've got 3 nails that are going to have something going on today. So we're going to start with the middle nail. Well, I call it the middle nail, but it's going to be ombre nail. Look how amazing it looks with the glitter. I'm obsessed. I love the way it always looks, and it just makes me so happy. I love doing them. So down the centre, I'm going to apply some rhinestone glue gel. The rhinestone glue gel is from McCart, this one. I just depot it into like a round container because I just prefer it that way. That way I can actually just pick up how much I want and not how much I have to squeeze out of that squeezy tube, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. So this is my favourite method of doing it. I think this rhinestone glue gel little circle was like, I think I got it like ages ago on AliExpress, and I just got rid of the horrible rhinestone glue gel that was in that and just replaced it with my McCart. It's my all-time favourite rhinestone glue gel. And I'm going to do a bit of a crystal placement. We've got some opal, we've got a white bow charm, we also have some AB crystal shapes. I'm going to place that into the lamp for a cure just to get that in place, and I'm going to add some extra bits and bobs. So we have a couple smaller opal crystals I'm going to chuck into some little corners that I felt like they needed it. And then to finish off this nail, I will apply quite a lot of caviar beads, just pretty much in between any crystal I possibly could. Wherever it just had like an edge and had some space basically to go in there, I've placed it in there. So we'll do that now. I often like to use a nail art brush to apply the actual rhinestone glue gel. And then once I've applied the glue where I want it, I also like to use the same brush to pick up the caviar beads. I just find it the quickest way, and I don't really have any issues with getting it off the brush onto the nail after either. I have tried a wax stick before, and it's just not for caviar beads for me. It's just the wax stick's always just too thick. And yeah, I just prefer this way. I always felt like it would also like come off the stick before I even like get it onto the nail. So this has just been my most preferred method, and it really works for me anyway. So I advise doing that if you're struggling with your idea or any ideas on how to pick up caviar beads. And then these are those angle crystal placements. So at an angle, the same kind of way that the flowers are going, I'm going to place a line of the rhinestone glue gel and then 2 opal crystals and then caviar beads in between. I like to call these like jewelry looking placements because it kind of looks like, you know, like a necklace or a bracelet or something. So we're going to place that, and then using like a cuticle tool, here it is, I'm going to move it about to get it as straight as I possibly can. This is my favorite tool to actually get caviar beads to be straight. It's like the best thing. I just feel like I've got so much control using it and everything like that. So we're going to straighten up as much as we can, and we're going to repeat this again on the other nail that we've got going on, and same thing at the same angle. So this time will be top right there, top to the bottom, and then same thing, I yes, there also will be 2 opal crystals there as well. And again, literally the same method that we just did on the other nail, just on the other side. And it's funny because once you combine them all together, like put it together as a set, it actually looks like it's like a continuation of that line. It looks kind of, I wasn't planning for it, but it came out looking pretty good. I was really happy with how it looked. So that's basically it, guys. You'll pop that into lamp for a cure, obviously straighten it up and make sure it's all how you want it. Pop into lamp for a cure, and that is the whole set done. Very easy peasy today. Very simple, quick, and effective, I think. Transfer foils are always so effective. I love using them. And here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.